The Pacific Surfliner CIF Game of the Week on KDOC TV is brought to you by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. Need a getaway? Getting there's half the fun when you travel by train. Visit PacificSurfliner.com. And by Wingstop. Open late, order online at wingstop.com. St. John Bosco and Rancho Christian, both with 12-2 records. Here's their starting lineup, brought to you by Wingstop. Open late, order online at wingstop.com.
For St. John Bosco, it'll be Josh Camper, Winton Brown, Lamage Lewis, Isaiah Holman, Jeremiah Niarco. The starting lineup for Coach Matt Dunn. For Rancho Christian, Bryson Stevens, Dominic Harris, Jaden Byers, Evan Mobley, and Luke Turner are the starting five for Coach Ray Bearfield and Rancho Christian.
Rancho Christian, so talented. Very good in this tournament with wins over Damien and Dublin. St. John Bosco, very talented team with a great win over Windward last night. Now, Professor, you have the keys.
In what should be a tremendous matchup, let's take a look at the keys for Rancho Christian. Easy like Sunday morning. They're so talented. Sometimes the game comes so easily that they lose concentration for 3 or 4 minutes and let the other team back in the game. So don't make the game seem like it's so easy. Play 32 minutes tonight if you're a Rancho Christian. And buyers beware. One of the most underrated players on this Rancho Christian team is number 1, Jaden Byers. He's a magnificent athlete who has a knack for making clutch baskets. I just have a hunch that Jaden Byers is going to be really key tonight on both ends of the court.
The Eagles are the designated visitors. They come in with an overall record of 11.
For St. John Bosco, like ACDC used to say, it's a long way to the top if you want to be in rock and roll. Well, they're so long. They've got 25 fouls tonight to use against Evan Mobley. They've got 5 bigs that'll give Evan Mobley. It's rare that he's got somebody that can look him in the eye, so to speak. And then Lamage class. I just have a feeling that Lamage Lewis, an incredibly athletic scorer and a good wing player, I think he's going to have a breakout night tonight. He's probably going to be assigned at times to Dominic Harris, so he'll have to be on his toes defensively, but he's capable of a big night offensively. I wouldn't be surprised if Lamage Lewis doesn't go off tonight.
Two teams playing exceedingly well, really coming together as we get closer to the new year. And by the way, hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah as we head toward the calendar change. Can't believe it's going to be 2020. It's going to be a glorious year in CIF Southern Section basketball. And off what we saw from Birmingham and Fairfax in this tournament as well, the city section is going to be competitive.
Yeah, they've been well represented. Birmingham played Sierra Canyon really tough last night. And, the big 4 in the city section will be around at the final to be sure. But how you're going to decide which 8 go into the open division, the Classic of Damien is going to have a lot to do about who's going to be the 8, the chosen ones. But St. John Bosco could make a real statement here tonight.
There's Evan Mobley. It'll be interesting to see how he performs. Again, his ankle's tender. You heard it against Liberty a couple weeks ago in a game we had on KDOC. Has been effective in this tournament, but just tweaked it a little bit late in the game last night. But as you can see, he's out there and he controls the tap. And we're ready to go. Again, Dominic Harris, number 2, a primary scorer. This is Mobley working against home, and he lost it. This is Lamage Lewis, so skilled.
Yeah, Bosco's got so many guys that can handle it. They can play point forwards. Obviously, Josh Camper is the guy that generally gets them going, but Lamage Lewis has point guard skills as well. Oh, Camper had a catch and shoot, and he dropped the ball.
And missed the 3, but Holm retrieves. And his shot falls for him. Isaiah Holm, he hit some big shots in their victory over Windward, hit 2 critical foul shots.
We both like his game a lot. He's improved so much from last year, and he's got such a soft touch, and he can make them out at the 3-point line. It'll be interesting to see if Mobley chases him out there. Holm got the first basket over Mobley.
Holm is committed. He's going to play at Chico State. Lewis on the baseline, a wild reverse, and Mobley has the rebound. Harris, the Gonzaga commit. Jump shot from the side by Stevens is tipped in by Mobley.
You have to get a body on him. My goodness, if you let him just kind of roam the paint, he has such good instincts and those long arms. He's got a incredibly long wingspan. That was an easy one for Evan.
Turner with the rebound after the home miss. Luke Turner with a great feed inside and the layup for Bryson Stevens. He was number 15 last night. He's back to his original 0.
But a really good play by Luke Turner. If you're not going to stop the ball, Luke said, I'll take it all the way until I can finally dish it off for Stevens for an easy basket. But St. John Bosco got to do better at stopping the basketball.
Lewis on the wing, looking down low to Holm at the free throw line. There's the jump shot by Niarko, tipped by Holm, and rebounded by Mobley.
In that particular alignment, Holm was guarded.
And a dunk for Mobley.
At least in the early going, moving a little bit freer on that ankle. Last night there were times when I thought he tried to favor it a little bit. And if he's getting closer to 100% at the right time, could be a long night for St. John Bosco. Mobley looks really active so far.
Inside, Niarko with the baby hook.
But a beautiful entry pass from Holm. That's a tough angle, and he reached out with that long right arm, which gave him a better angle for the entry pass. It had to be perfect, and it was.
Harris wanted Mobley, but the pass was errant and out of bounds.
Lamage Lewis saw what was happening a little bit ahead of the play and was able to jump into the passing lane and forced the errant toss.
Lewis will bring it up. Soft pressure from Jaden Byers. Camper on the wing is free. Yes, the 3 ball for Josh Camper.
Oh, when he makes them, they generally play really well, and that's a good sign for Matt Dunn and the Braves in the early going.
And Camper's 3 ball gives St. John Bosco a 7-6 lead. 4:44 left in the opening quarter. Timeout on the floor. We expect this kind of battle between these two units.
Yeah, I mean, these teams, the matchups are really compelling, and it's been rare for Rancho Christian this year to have a team that has so much length on the baseline. Generally, they've got an advantage there, but Bosco's got plenty of guys 6'7" with long arms, 6'10". This is a really good basketball team that is getting better and better every time I see them. So St. John Bosco, I think, is going to be a factor in that Trinity League, to be sure.
Another player I really like for St. John Bosco, number 5, Winton Brown. He's got an offer from Northern Arizona. He's a 6'8" senior. Does a lot of the little things around the basket.
Yeah, he's really worked hard on his game. He's a type of guy that can step out and hit the corner 3. He's a tenacious rebounder, and he's really worked hard on all aspects of his game. Coach Dunn really happy about that. Oftentimes, Brown will guard the other team's best player, regardless of position.
Yeah, this is our second semifinal. The winner will go to Monday's championship game against Sierra Canyon, which thwarted Etiwanda, who had a chance in the final seconds to take the lead. Couldn't drop down any key basket to steal the game away from the Trailblazers, and Sierra Canyon on to 14-0 into the championship game on Monday. But who will they play?
A magnificent effort by both teams in our first game. Nobody lost that game, just Sierra Canyon won.
Dominic Harris out on top against Camper. 15 on the shot clock. Oh, there's the perfect feed. Harris to Mobley. Beautiful alley-oop pass.
Well, and Mobley is so mobile. He started that play about 15 feet from the hoop in 2 giant strides. Harris with the perfectly timed high lob. That's unstoppable.
Mobley with 6. Rancho Christian's 8 points, and again his intimidation. Holm wanted to turn and shoot. He looked up, and there was Mobley flashing out on him, and then Isaiah was caught and threw the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, he elevated and then realized, oh my goodness, I have no chance of getting this to the rim, and there was no passing lane. Turnover directly caused by Mobley's length.
Of course, Evan Mobley committed to USC. Brother plays there, and his father's an assistant coach. Turner, who likes to operate in the corner. Mobley Double team, kicks it back out, 10 on the shot clock. Tipped away and a steal by Lewis. Half-court break for Lamage. The reverse is gorgeous. Lamage Lewis.
Oh, pretty move. It was 1-on-3, and I wasn't sure what he was going to do with that, and he just got creative at the finish.
Tight defense, but it gets to Mobley, and they hack him. So 3:20 left in the opening quarter. St. John Bosco and Rancho Christian. Lamage Lewis giving his team, the Braves, the lead as we go to the break on KDOC.
Oh, wow, new Toyota? Yeah, we got a great deal at Toyotathon.
Welcome to the final days of Toyotathon.
We made it.
Yeah, we did.
Now, during Toyotathon, get an incredibly low $199 a month lease on a stylish new 2020 Corolla SE. And get Toyota Care no-cost maintenance standard.
Toyotathon is on, but it all ends January 6th.
Toyota, let's go places.
You only get so many firsts in life, Lisa, and this bite of Wingstop is one of them. This is where lemon and pepper get a buttery bath and never felt zestier. Where freshly made just for you chicken learns to fly. Where 11 flavors each go to 11. Should we give you a moment? Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now get your flavor delivered to your door at wingstop.com.
Tonight's Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC TV is brought to you by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. Travel by train to Southern California's top destinations. Book today at pacificsurfliner.com.
Well, we're coming to the finish of a marvelous classic at Damien, the fourth year and the best of all the years so far. And when we get an opportunity, we will show you how these teams got to this particular point and where we stand for Monday's final.
Mobley got it back after the catchings miss. Harris fails. There's Turner underneath. Oh, that's a great job getting the rebound and putting it back in. Luke Turner.
Long arms, but he's really worked hard on not standing and watching. I mean, he's able to offensive rebound with the best of them when he decides to go after the basketball. That time, that was pure effort.
Lewis again with that finger roll. Boy, he weaves through traffic so beautifully.
Marvelous step through, and then a little English on the finish. So far, Lamage off to a good start.
Nice drive and a bucket. Catching, there he is, the young man who came in from Missouri. He averaged 26 points in Missouri at Liberty High School.
He's used to being the man, and here he's got to fit in, and he's doing so very well. I think his game, he's gotten more comfortable every time I've seen him, and I really do believe with his skill set, he's going to be a giant factor for Rancho Christian if indeed they are headed for an open division championship.
Christian Estrada, who's checked in, forward 6'7", still coming back. There's number 23 from a broken leg, and he was out a long time, just came back a few weeks ago, and he's getting more and more minutes as they play more and more games.
And he is a tough kid. He is a blue-collar kind of player. He'll do the banging, he'll get on the floor, do all the dirty work, setting some powerful screens. Also Hunter Richardson in the game, number 24.
And there's Catchings again, and he was hit hard by Niarco, who had to foul him or he would have laid it in.
I think Catchings is now beginning to realize that it's okay for him to look for his own offense. When you come to a team as talented as Rancho Christian, I think most players feel like, well, I've sort of got to pay my dues a little bit before I start doing the things that I was doing at my previous school. But you can see how this guy's a scorer. This guy is the type of guy who, if you really needed him to, could get you 20 points. But his role in this Rancho Christian team is more varied. He needs to do a lot of things well, not just score the ball.
He brings a lot of energy when he comes out on the court. Really picks the club up, and he also, obviously, as Paul alluded to, can really score it. 14-11 for Rancho Christian.
Little full court pressure. Hunter trapped along the sideline.
Niarco on the baseline, throws up an air ball, and there's Catchings. And a run out for Rancho Christian. Tipped up and in. There's Catchings again, always around the ball.
Yeah, I tell you, he's got a knack for being in the right place, both on offense and on defense. The press here designed to kind of speed up Bosco into making decisions maybe before they want to, because in the half-court offense, their execution is quite efficient. But now it took them 10 seconds, for the most part, just to get the ball across mid-court line. And with Mobley as the front man in that zone, he's going to make passing it inside really difficult.
It's not easy for Christian Estrada to shoot over Mobley, who bothered him. And Catchings fell down and lost the handle. Richardson has it, Hunter Richardson.
Unfortunate break against Rancho Christian. That might have been a layup for Catchings, and instead St. John Bosco gets an opportunity here for a late one.
Niarco from deep. Lewis inside the foul line on the banker. He can't hit it. Here comes Turner, and he gets it out to Stevens. Back to Luke Turner. Step back three is no good. It's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Eagles.
Hockey substitutions for Matt Dunn, who has more depth this year than he's had in a long time. He brings in 3 at a time, and that includes Isaiah Holm along with John Gallegos.
And Ray King.
Who I love, Ray King. And you talk about an energy guy. Ray King takes nothing from nobody.
Final 15 seconds of the opening quarter. Rancho Christian has a lead here. Got the final shot. The lob, Mobley! And it was the pass again by Harris to Mobley.
Still time for Bosco if they hurry.
Camper in the front court will shoot the 3. Back to the iron, no good. A good start for Rancho Christian. Out to an 18-11 lead. Dunks from the big fella, Evan Mobley, spearheading Rancho Christian in the opening quarter.
The holiday gift-giving season has come and gone. And if that gift was a brand new Hyundai, it probably went something like this. If it wasn't, that's okay. Because you can still get a great deal on your new Hyundai during the final days of Hyundai holidays.
Lease a 2020 Kona for just $169 a month or get 0.9% APR for 60 months. Only at your SoCal Hyundai dealer.
Create new holiday traditions at Universal Studios Hollywood. For your chance to win tickets this holiday season, go to our website, kdoc.tv.
Finally home. Okay, let's go.
Come on.
Yeah.
Welcome to the final days of Toyotathon. Here for a great deal.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the wait is over.
Oh, Camry. Yes.
Now, during Toyotathon, get a low $279 a month lease on an adventurous new 2019 RAV4. Or choose $1,250 factory cash back and save big.
You can get a great deal too at Toyotathon, but it all ends January 6th.
Toyota, let's go places.
The Pacific Surfliner CIF Game of the Week on KDOC TV is brought to you by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. Need a getaway? Getting there is half the fun when you travel by train. Visit PacificSurfliner.com. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Toyotathon is on. Get incredible year-end savings on a reliable new Toyota. Well, what a start for Rancho Christian. The Eagles and that guy, Evan Mobley, superb in the first quarter.
They did a wonderful job of getting him the basketball in unguardable positions, and that's due to some terrific passing by the guards. If I'm St. John Bosco, they're going to have to keep their man in front of them so that they can't break the defense down and then throw that high lob.
Hey, the King is in the building again. And we're not talking about LeBron James. We're talking about Ray King, right?
Yeah,
LeBron was here earlier to see Bronny James play earlier in the tournament when they played Rebay Academy. Of course, he's with the Lakers currently. Here's Camper feeding Gallegos. And Camper for 3.
Need that one.
He's out of bounds. Give it to Rancho Christian.
In St. John Bosco's 2 losses this year, Camper has shot the ball, just poorly. And I'm not saying that they lost because of Josh Camper, but when he makes them, it really rounds out the rest of the offensive attack nicely.
Mobley feeding Catchings. And he was bothered by Holm, who takes it out of the air. And here comes Ray King. Ball's out of bounds. It'll be retained by St. John Bosco.
Isaiah Holm got a little bit of a pep talk from one of the Bosco assistant coaches during the break, because I thought he was a little bit passive in the first quarter. And if he gets more active, I would run something for him to get a shot from beyond the three-point line just to see how Mobley's going to play him. If he's going to come out there, then that should result in some cutting lanes to the basket, and perhaps Bosco can get one inside. And if he doesn't come out and guard Holm, he can make those.
Wanted to go inside to Winton Brown. Then the turnover and the basket for Bryson Stevens, finishing with the left hand.
Wow, playing through contact, I guess. Wow, he absorbed the contact, kind of spun around. Well done by Stevens against a guy nearly a foot taller.
Bosco having trouble getting good looks. Gallegos gets one and missed it.
Oh, gosh, and that's what he does best. He's a scorer, and he created a really nice, clean opportunity for himself, just came up a little short.
Looking down low at all times to Mobley. Oh, Catchings can handle it. Bryson Stevens inside, gets loose and scores. Bryson Stevens, just a terrific athlete.
Got about a 40-inch vertical leap, and you can see the upper body strength. So if he gets, past you, he's going to be able to finish around the rim, and he's not afraid of contact.
Lewis kicking it back out to Gallegos.
Oh,
they're just not hitting the perimeter jump shots.
Yeah, they have to have that from the guys that's what their strength is.
Another drive to the basket. Bosco's fortunate that Byers missed that because he got right to the cup.
Yeah, he did. The rim just wouldn't have it. They had a foul away from the ball, though, against Rancho Christian. Let's see who they found the foul on. Oh, it's on Evan Mobley for discarding one of the Braves.
Well, the Arco back in, number 33. Hard to believe he played JV last year. Very talented, raw athlete who can get some things done inside and outside for Bosco.
Yeah, he's got a really soft touch. I don't think they run enough stuff for him, frankly, where he can take advantage of that skill set. Oh my goodness gracious!
Winton Brown, and it was taken out of there by Mobley, and the dunk at the other end by Bryson Stevens. How about Mobley? He captured the ball in midair.
He just ate the basketball, and then with the quick release and a perfect long touchdown pass for the finish, and there he goes leading the break again.
Mobley looking like Magic Johnson setting up his teammate. And Bryson Stevens has an opportunity for the three-point play the old-fashioned way. How about Mobley? Look at this dish.
Yeah.
That's a great left-handed pass.
Yeah, I mean, you look at him and you think, wow, he's pretty good for a 6'6" guard. The guy's 7 feet tall, folks, and that was magnificent. But Stevens, once again, that upper body strength, he played right through the contact, gets the and one opportunity, and suddenly, what was a close game, Rancho Christian just erupts for a 15-point lead.
Yeah, Rancho Christian, they looked great in the quarters last night. We did the game 82-59 over host Damien. I walked out of the building because I thought that was going to be a tough game for this team. And the way they dominated a very good Damien squad, I was shaking my head. That was not the Rancho Christian team we saw get by Liberty a couple weeks ago on our air. They look powerful, and that same Eagles team has come to the gym tonight. They look like a very formidable team.
Yeah, I talked to Ray Bearfield just briefly before the game. I said, you need a challenge like this, and he felt the same way. He thought this is the time of year when they've got to step it up a notch, and playing a team of Bosco's caliber he felt was just what the doctor ordered. They've been really good since those two losses to Santa Clarita Christian and Corona Centennial. I think woke them up. I think when you have this kind of talent returning from a team that was really successful last year, you just sort of figured, well, we're going to be really good.
And it took a while, too, to integrate Catchings into the lineup, so that makes him better as well.
Oh, it certainly does. A missing piece, just a guy who does everything well. But they just seemed like they played to the level of their competition, whether that was really good or not so good. And it looks like they've decided that Bosco is deserving of their maximum effort, at least here in the first half.
And the shot is up, and the three-point play for Bryson Stevens. By the way, Rancho Christians won 9 games in a row, so they're on a streak. And if they play Sierra Canyon in the final, that is going to be a very interesting game. Home from the free throw line, didn't get it. D'Arco battling inside, but he couldn't control it. And here comes Rancho Christian. Catching's the strong move. Hit the side of the board, and D'Arco has it. Let's see if the Braves can run.
Active defense by Holm there to move his feet.
Camper on the wing. Finally, there it is, the 3-ball for Josh Camper.
He's their team leader. They sort of follow how he goes, and then that was a much-needed catch-and-shoot 3-ball for a guy that can make 4 or 5 in a row. Now let's see if they can get a stop on the other end.
Simpson's come in, number 25 for Rancho Christian. Launching that one was Byers. And here comes the St. John Bosco Braves. That's not going to count if it goes because there's an illegal pick.
Yeah, they got home, and Isaiah's a little confused there on that one, but I think he moved his upper body just slightly, and that's been a point of emphasis the last couple of years, the illegal screen.
Marco Ken's in, 6'7" sophomore, up from the JV, a raw talent.
Yeah.
In there for St. John Bosco. Matt Dunn looking for a combination that'll work. They're not guarding right now because St. John Bosco able to get inside. It was a strong move and a foul, and it will send Jane Simpson to the line.
Yeah, St. John Bosco just doesn't look like they're mentally ready for the start of the game here. I mean, this is too easy. That's a very basic screen roll to the basket, and the diagonal pass was just, too simple. Simpson, who I thought played really well last night in limited minutes.
Yeah, he came in late and was a spark, able to score, get inside. Give him another weapon. This is a team, Rancho Christian, that's developing depth around Evan Mobley. We haven't even mentioned Dominic Harris in this game. I don't think he scored, and they have 29 on the board.
Yeah, and so you know that he's capable at any time of getting 10 or 12 points in a quarter, and they haven't even needed him yet.
I like the defense, this zone with Evan Mobley out there at 7 feet. He's just such an imposing defender in the front of any zone.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to figure, well, where can we go with that? He kind of forces you just to go to the wings, and when your wings aren't hitting the shots that they sometimes hit, and there's another example where, a clean wing jumper, but they're not making them.
Rancho Christian with 3.5 minutes left in the half, putting on a clinic in Mobley. Oh, that was spectacular. The block, the pass, leading to the easy goal on the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week.
From the Golden Coast and rolling hills.
Louis, you've been craving Wingstop's flavor for way too long now. It's so good to be back. Back where lemon and pepper get a buttery bath and never felt zustier. Where freshly made just for you chicken learns to fly. Where 11 flavors each go to 11. It's like the first time, every time. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now get your flavor delivered to your door at wingstop.com.
From the Golden Coast and rolling hills to iconic cityscapes, this is a getaway that begins the moment you step on board. Cruise along tracks that connect you to Southern California's top destinations and experience an unforgettable ride. When was the last time you were moved by a train? Embrace the journey with us and plan your next trip at PacificSurfliner.com.
Tonight's Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC TV is presented by Wingstop. Open late, order online at wingstop.com. And Professor, Rancho Christian, Evan Mobley and company, they have been fabulous so far.
Yeah, they've dominated the game on both ends, and Mobley's been in the center of all of that. No pun intended.
Oh, I thought that was a good pun.
Yeah, if Bosco is not going to make wing or corner threes, it's going to be a long night because it's very difficult to penetrate that zone off the dribble. And then when you got Mobley back there sort of as the human eraser, they're going to need to make some shots.
Nice assist from Mobley. There's Catchings, who's having a big game. Jace Catchings has been very good. He has 8. Crowd is quiet in the building here at Damien High School. It's a 31-14 lead. We expected a very competitive game, but this trapping defense has really bothered the Braves. And Camper throws up an air ball.
Wow. Good
He
steal,
did
though.
get it back. Niarco went up, dropped it, so he's able to get it back. And very difficult now. Let's see if Camper can get off a clean look. Run down, rescued in the corner by Winton Brown. But only 14 points in the half. They just can't score against Rancho Christian.
No, one missed jumper after another. I'd like to see them get number 5, Winton Brown, a touch. I mean, he hasn't had much of an opportunity to shoot the ball. And right now, nobody else is making them. So why don't you give 5 a try?
Bryson Stevens handling the agate. Kicks it in the corner to Turner. And he rattles in a 3 ball.
And everybody for Rancho Christian has brought their A game tonight. They're getting contributions from everybody except Dominic Harris, and he hasn't really even shot the ball.
Well, Dominic was very good last night in their win. He was our wingstop player of the game. And letting the rest of his teammates do the work tonight. Near steal, comes to Niarco, and he puts it in.
Jeremiah Niarco for 2.
He's got a nice soft touch with the basketball from 15 feet and closer, and that's the first time that he's actually looked for his own shot.
Kind of like Niarco. He's only a sophomore. He's going to be a great player in the Trinity League for years to come.
Yeah, he's got soft hands, good feet. I like that little step back that he's got from the mid-range. It's almost unguardable with the arc he puts on it. But and there's a look at Devin Oogland, one of the more knowledgeable people in the business. Hoops by Oogland, a really informational website that basketball fans should check out if you haven't already.
Dominic Harris didn't score, but there's Catchings with a wonderful delivery and rebound dunk.
He has shown us his entire skill set here in the first half.
10 first half points for Trace. And another error. Richardson missing Camper, and right now St. John Bosco, the Braves, not on the same page.
No, their body language is awful. They don't look like they're playing with any confidence whatsoever. Best thing that could happen to them is go into the locker room and regroup a little bit.
It's going to happen pretty soon, Professor. You saw the clock.
I did. I thought, well, their agony will be over in about a minute, at least for this first 16 minutes, which has been, frankly, a bit abominable.
It's been ecstasy, however, for Rancho Christian. Lewis driving. He was hit going up. The agony and the ecstasy. That's what happens when you have a 20-point game in the first half.
There you go.
And reaching a little bit.
Lewis, who got off to a really good start, seemed very active in getting to the basket. They sort of forgot about him for a while.
Well, Mobley's fast start and the great defense with Mobley in the middle of the zone really took the Braves out of their game, didn't it? This is a good-looking junior. Again, it's a St. John Bosco team. It's going to be good this year and even better in the future because there's youth on the squad.
I would agree 100%. They'll get a very good player, a transfer in after the 30-day sit, a 6'7" sophomore named Randy Ovalle, who everyone tells me is extremely talented offensively. And they could have used some of his offense tonight.
They're not guarding. Catchings got a free path. Winton Brown, though, with a great save there, coming over to block the ball. Boy, did Winton Brown come out of nowhere to clear that shot out of harm's way.
Didn't quit on the play whatsoever.
Niarco, the little hook, and he's fouled. Shooting it up over Dominic Harris.
I like that. He went to the basket aggressively. They were challenging him on the dribble, and he didn't just kick it back out and surrender on that possession. Instead, goes strong with the right hand little baby hook. Now knock down a couple of free throws here and get into the locker room after a woeful offensive first half for the Braves.
First foul against Dominic Harris. One more for Niarco. Improving steadily, just a great future and still learning the game.
They're going to get Mobley back in for one last offensive possession. Good substitution by Coach Bearfield.
Ray Bearfield in his 8th year, 2-time CIF Coach of the Year.
Little man-to-man pressure, just going to extend Rancho Christian, make it, good steal.
Camper lays it in. That'll help.
Josh Camper.
Trying to build a little bit of momentum as they get into the locker room. Just seconds remaining. Front court, here's Byers, and he's very quick. Kicks it in the corner for Stevens, who's got it. Oh, Bryson Stevens, that was pretty.
Bryson Stevens.
And Lewis from back court. We'll get there, and at the break, Rancho Christian, Bryson Stevens, Evan Mobley, everybody contributing. They were outstanding, weren't they? 39-20 on our Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC.
The Shakey's PCM combo, starting at $9.99.
Of you, baby.
You ready? Yes, Cerritos.
Every morning, the 22 dealers at Cerritos Auto Square prepare to do battle to get you the best deal.
Keep going, faster, faster, keep it going.
You can't beat our prices. Just watch us.
Yes, Cerritos.
It's Cerritos Auto Square's pre-owned blowout sale, where all 22 dealers will be duking it out to win your business. Shop the world's largest selection of pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. Don't miss our pre-owned blowout sale.
Yes, CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Ron, have you seen all those commercials by insurance companies trying to make the public feel good about them?
Yeah, they want to make you feel like you can trust them and make you think they will pay your claim with no hassle.
But wait until you have a claim against them.
That's where we come in. We've been fighting insurance companies for over 40 years.
And we have a 95% success rate.
That's why we're the #1 injury law firm in Southern California.
We'll fight for you.
Hablamos español.
Toyotathon is on, and you know what that means. Incredible year-end savings on a huge selection of our most popular models, like the adventurous RAV4, stylish Highlander, sporty Camry, and more. Now, during Toyotathon, get a low 0.9 APR for 60 months on a new 2019 Highlander, or choose $2,500 cash back and save big. The deals end January 6th. Get yours before they're gone. Toyota, let's go places.
The Shakey's PCM combo, starting at $9.99.
Of you, baby.
At the break, Rancho Christian with a 39-20 victory over St. John Bosco. Well, our professor caught up with a very knowledgeable man, and I want you to listen to this because this gentleman can really pontificate when it comes to prep basketball. So let's check in with the professor.
I'm with one of the members of the Basketball Writers Hall of Fame. It's Frank Burleson. And Frank, I know that you've been instrumental in the development of the Classic at Damien now in its 4th year. Your thoughts on where the Classic is today?
Well, I think when Coach Mike Leduc and myself, I think it was 4 years ago, kind of discussed the outline of this idea, I think we were optimistic, and we knew through the coaches we knew and the programs that we were aware of that we could attract some good teams, and certainly they have outstanding facilities, as everyone has noticed who've watched the games on TV the last couple of days. But again, I think it's probably even exceeded our expectation in terms of now we have so many people, not only outside our region but across the country, who have been participating this year. Fort Lauderdale, Dillard, and Las Vegas Liberties, a couple teams from Las Vegas that I think even years to come, as soon as next year, you're going to see perhaps that even grow and expand.
Now, I know people think this sort of thing just organically happens, but there's a ton of work that goes into it. How do you go about getting the quality of teams that have come this year? I mean, this particular group is outstanding.
Well, it's, as I'm sure, I think Coach Leduc addressed it last night, it's a multi-tiered thing where you got facilities, you've got 80 teams now, 80 programs, a lot of logistics involved, moving parts, and certainly he and his staff here on campus do an incredible job. The thing that I try to focus on, and Coach Leduc does, and Bob Becker, veteran coach, who's also involved with it, is we try to reach out, cultivate relationships, coaches we know who have outstanding programs who are going to have outstanding teams. We reach out to them, and certainly, as you know, Paul, I mean, my 24/7 is Julie will attest 52 weeks out of the year, 24/7. I'm either at a game in the fall, spring, summer thing, and you have the opportunity at camps. You have an opportunity to see some of the teams where, hey, they've got a bunch of good freshmen and sophomores. They may not be extremely good right now, but they're going to be good. So you reach out to them and say, kind of get to these programs before they're kind of under the spotlight a little bit. And certainly Rancho Christian, the first year we got them, I knew that, the Mobley brothers, and I knew Ray Bearfield. I knew, hey, this is a good team. And the first year we had, as it turned out, we had Isaiah as a sophomore, and Evan Mobley's one of the veterans who have played now 4 for 4. We've had Evan Mobley and Rancho Christian for 4 years, so we kind of seen him grow literally and figuratively. Certainly now a 7-footer, and certainly possibly the number 1 player in the country headed for SC. So it's good to see things like that, because you like to see programs and coaches and players, kind of grow and develop. And certainly, with this event, we want to have those guys be part of it.
Well, now, I think we have a lot of contenders for the highly competitive open division in the CIF Southern section. Just some quick thoughts on somebody who sees more teams than anybody else, teams that certainly look like open division contenders.
Well, again, tonight's broadcast, people have had a chance to watch, 4 of them. I think the first semifinal was Sierra Canyon, certainly a very, very gifted team, and was won consecutive state titles, playing against a very, very good Etiwanda team. I mean, there's nobody with the tradition and coaching reputation of Dave Kleckner and his program. Then second game with Rancho Christian and the aforementioned Evan Mobley and St. John Bosco, a program who I think your viewers might be kind of familiar with after. Isn't this the St. John Bosco network now the last couple of weeks? But again, Matt Dunn, as we've seen, outstanding coach, and has really, really gotten that program to, when you're competing with modern day, you better step up the program. And they, Bosco gets all the attention now for football, as well they should, but Matt Dunn's got himself a real nice basketball program too.
Well, Frank, thanks very much for the time. Always enjoy talking basketball with you. And if you want to learn more about basketball and get a whole lot smarter, go to burlesononbasketball.com, an outstanding website, and you'll get insights that you won't get anywhere else. Thanks, Frank, for the time.
Thank you, Paul.
Eagles with a very handsome advantage here, 39-20 at the break. We'll have some stats and some highlights for you next on our Game of the Week.
From the Golden Coast and rolling hills to iconic cityscapes, this is a getaway that begins the moment you step on board. Cruise along tracks that connect you to Southern California's top destinations and experience an unforgettable ride. When was the last time you were moved by a train? Embrace the journey with us and plan your next trip at PacificSurfliner.com.
If you or a loved one have been injured in an auto accident, you need a professional on your side who'll make sure you get every penny you're entitled to.
That's what we do. The law offices of Larry H. Barker has been protecting the rights of automobile accident victims for more than 35 years.
We've been successful in 95% of our cases.
And we've recovered more than $2 billion for our clients.
That's why we've been the #1 accident law firm in Southern California for decades.
We'll fight for you.
Hablamos español.
You only get so many firsts in life, Lisa, and this bite of Wingstop is one of them. This is where lemon and pepper get a buttery bath and never felt zestier. Where freshly made just for you chicken learns to fly. Where 11 flavors each go to 11. Should we give you a moment? Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now get your flavor delivered to your door at wingstop.com.
It's time for Kia's Holiday Sticker Sales Event. Get great deals on vehicles loaded with advanced technology features, like the 2020 Soul or Sportage with available forward collision avoidance, or the 2019 Optima, Sorrento, or Forte with available blind spot collision warning. All with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Get 0% APR plus up to $2,000 bonus cash on specially tagged 2019 vehicles, or lease a specially tagged 2020 Sportage LX for $169 a month at Kia's Holiday Sticker Sales Event.
Rancho Christian with a large bulge at the break. So I would imagine as we look at this highlight package, Professor, we'll see a lot of nice plays by the Eagles.
I'll say, right from the opening tip, they just dominated inside. Now, St. John Bosco made a couple of baskets early, but from then it was the Evan Mobley show in a variety of ways. Rancho Christian got so many easy baskets. Good, clean look by Camper there. It was close. At one point, it was about 11-9, but then as Lewis with the acrobatic layup. But then Rancho Christian just asserted themselves. Catching had a terrific first half. Bryson Stevens did as well, and Mobley scored and blocked shots and passed the ball and led the break and did a lot of that. A little high lob, easy finish for Evan. And Bryson Stevens had a terrific first half. 6 of 8 shooting for Bryson Stevens on his way to 14 first half points.
Yeah, he's the leading scorer in the ball game and really performed well out of those layups on runouts. St. John Bosco shot it poorly in the first half, just 32% from the field.
Yeah, it's, they made some early, so that 8 for 25 is really worse than it looks after probably going 2 for 4 in the early going. It was tough sledding. As soon as Bosco went to that 3-2 zone and put Mobley at the head of the zone, Bosco was not able to make the wing jumpers and the corner threes that present themselves in that defense. And if you're not going to make them, you're not going to be able to make Rancho Christian come out of that zone. So it was easy pickings for the Eagles in the first half. Let's see what Coach Matt Dunn has in store in the second half. Stevens, the top scorer with 14 and Bosco Camper with 6.
And of course, Rancho Christian, so big and so strong, dominated the glass 18-11. Can St. John Bosco, can the Braves rally back? We'll see. They have 16 minutes to try to turn it around on KDOC.
The Shakey's PCM combo, starting at $9.99.
Get enough of you, baby.
Don't tear up a piazza with an Italian work of art. Do seek out an open road. Don't squander 100 years of racing heritage. Do take the long way home. And definitely, don't do this. See everything you should never do with an Alfa Romeo. Then experience everything you should on the road now.
Well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2019 Giulia for $299 a month. Visit your local Alfa Romeo dealer.
The holiday gift-giving season has come and gone. And if that gift was a brand new Hyundai, it probably went something like this. If it wasn't, that's okay. Because you can still get a great deal on your new Hyundai during the final days of Hyundai holidays.
Lease a 2020 Santa Fe for $189 a month or get 0% APR for 72 months plus $500 event cash. Only at your SoCal Hyundai dealer.
I'm really looking forward to this holiday season.
Why, because you don't have to sit at the kids' table this year?
Well, there's that. And because Jerome's has Southern California's best dining selection.
With Jerry's Price and same-day delivery, we take the stress out of the holidays.
Like our Hayden counter-height glass table and 4 chairs, the round top and stylish gray finish make it a perfect fit for any dining area. And it's only $4.95. That's Jerry's Price.
And you can finance it today with no money down.
Visit any Jerome's or online at jeromes.com.
The Shakey's PCM combo, starting at $9.99.
Get enough of you, baby.
The Pacific Surfliner CIF Game of the Week on KDOC TV is brought to you by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. Need a getaway? Getting there's half the fun when you travel by train. Visit PacificSurfliner.com. And by Wingstop. Open late. Order online at wingstop.com. Coach, Professor, give me a scenario where St. John Bosco comes back.
Well, they're going to. I think they're going to have to put some backcourt pressure on, and that might result in some easy ones for Rancho Christian. But you got to take Rancho Christian out of their comfort zone. They're doing everything they want to.
Harris still quiet. It's the one guy that hasn't gotten it going yet.
Yeah, of all people, that's the guy that's the most capable scorer on the team. But now, if you're the Braves, and we'll see what Matt Dunn has drawn up. He's a tremendous coach, and obviously whatever strategy they had in the first half just wasn't working because they weren't making shots. But getting Winton Brown into the game wouldn't be a bad idea.
Missed it, came up empty. There's Evan Mobley again with the rebound. Stevens with a good look, and they move it quickly to Turner, who's free. Yes, the 3-ball for Luke Turner.
That's just great team basketball. It started on one side of the floor. They get it over to Mobley, who's at the top of the circle, and he could easily have created for himself. But instead, the no-look pass to Turner, who has got his feet set. I mean, the defense was 3 steps behind. That's just perfect team basketball.
And defensively, they've just completely shut down the Braves. And Turner with another easy one, and it rolls in for him.
And a brutal start for the Braves. If they were looking to get some kind of momentum going right out of the gate, it went in reverse. That's a quick 5-0 run for St. John Bosco.
Already up 19 before the run, so they're really expanding the lead. Niarco at the free throw line. The 15-footer is in.
Soft touch for Jeremiah, but the spacing on that for Bosco was awful. They had 3 players within arm's length of each other, and that makes defending them a whole lot easier. Look at the spacing by Rancho Christian instead.
Harris! Well, if you're going to get your first basket of the game, why not take off and look like the old Dr. J and slam it home?
I bet that's probably one of the few times that Dominic Harris has been scoreless in a half in his life. And he made sure he took care of that with some gusto.
That's upgraded to Kobe Bean Bryant would put that one down like that. There we go. There's the smooth jumper by Lamage Lewis. We expect that from Lamage. He's a very capable scorer.
Yeah.
Turner looking inside to Mobley. And he finishes easily over home.
I thought in talking to Coach Dunn, they were going to use all of their fouls. They had a perfect opportunity there to foul Mobley before he elevates, and it would just be ball out of bounds. Instead, they let him do his thing, and he's going to finish most of the time.
Oh, that's good passing. Home watches Mobley go by, but Isaiah traveled. Boy, Evan Mobley is just occupying the space in the paint. They can't do anything against him.
And there you see that won't go in the scorebook at all, but that was all Evan Mobley. I mean, he forced Holm into getting a little bit nervous underneath there and shuffling his feet, which would have been an easy basket if he just left one foot firmly on the ground. But Mobley makes you do things like that.
Another nice drive and another finish for Jaden Byers. How about that earlier dunk, though, by Dominic Harris? That was spectacular, wasn't it?
Well, he's got the skill set, that's for sure. And the defense for the Braves was overloaded to the opposite side of the floor. They just don't look themselves tonight. This is a Bosco team that had won 4 or 5 in a row and looked good doing it. Played a very good windward team last night, toe-to-toe.
I think a lot of it's the credit of Rancho Christian and how well they're moving in that zone. They've just bottled up St. John Bosco.
Yeah, they've extended it to where they're guarding the dribbler 20 feet from the basket.
Niarco, yes, and he's had a nice game.
Wow.
You know, this score kind of looks like a St. John Bosco game, but one of their football games when the Braves are winning.
No doubt. But I like what I've seen from Niarco here in the second half. He's not intimidated by playing against the likes of Mobley inside. That time a pretty mid-range jumper, and now one of the few turnovers of the night for Rancho Christian. But don't run away. Lewis needs some help.
He finds it in the form of Camper. Richardson driving the baseline. Nice dish to Niarco, who slams it in.
Heady play by Hunter Richardson, who drove through traffic, got hit in the head, and still was able to dish it to Niarco for the slam. Ray Bearfield doesn't like it. Timeout, Rancho Christian.
3:50 left in the third. It's still all Evan Mobley, and it's all Rancho Christian.
Toyota Thon is on, and you know what that means. Incredible year-end savings on a huge selection of our most popular models, like the adventurous RAV4, stylish Highlander, sporty Camry, and more. Now, during Toyotathon, get a low $269 a month lease on a sporty new 2020 Camry LE. Or choose 1.9 APR for 60 months and save big. The deals end January 6th. Get yours before they're gone. Toyota, let's go places.
Louis, you've been craving Wingstop's flavor for way too long now. It's so good to be back. Back where lemon and pepper get a buttery bath and never felt zestier. Where freshly made just for you chicken learns to fly. Where 11 flavors each go to 11. It's like the first time, every time. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now get your flavor delivered to your door at wingstop.com.
Tonight's Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC TV is driven by your helpful SoCal Honda dealers. 51-28, that scoreboard is correct. Rancho Christian against a very talented St. John Bosco squad. Keep in mind, both teams have identical 12-2 records. Rancho Christian throwing the heavier punches.
Well, and both teams were playing well coming into the game, and to see how Rancho Christian has imposed their will on St. John Bosco to the point of where the Braves don't look confident at all shows how good Rancho Christian can be when they focus for the entire 32 minutes. And Matt Dunn searching for answers for St. John Bosco here. I would think if you could somehow cut this to 15, 13, maybe going into the fourth quarter, you'd feel like you had an opportunity to make a dent in Rancho Christian's attempt to get to the final, but I don't see anything that indicates Rancho Christian's going to take their foot off the gas. Their execution offensively has been admirable, and defensively they have just stymied St. John Bosco, who just has an absence of outside shooting tonight.
Catchings able to penetrate. Losing it for a moment was Byers, able to get it back. Harris for three, and he's short. Comes right to Lamage Lewis. Bosco looking to chip away and somehow try to get back in the ballgame.
One basket at a time, one stop at a time.
Niarco, who raises up, got a good look.
Oh, that's the closest shot he's had, and that's the only one he's missed.
Catching's thought about the three. Inside of 3 minutes to play, third quarter.
Yeah, I think Coach Bearfield says, let's take some time off the clock. We are in no hurry here with this big lead.
Getting great looks. There's Catchings again, battling inside, giving it to Mobley. Good job getting the Byers miss by Catchings and giving the team another 35 seconds to operate with.
Yeah, Jace Catching has played really well tonight. We're going to get a holding call against Lamage Lewis. He was kind of stuck trying to keep Mobley out of the post, and that's almost unfair.
This is a game you didn't expect. You said you did not see this coming. You thought this would be highly competitive to the finish line.
I certainly did, because Bosco had been playing well and shooting the ball well, and Rancho Christian's been really good all season long with a couple of bumps in the road early. But Bosco's inability to put the ball in the basket has cost them dearly.
Well, Mobley's such an intimidating factor. He really changes the complexion of a team's offense when they try to go against this Rancho Christian defense.
Yeah, he sort of takes away shots in the paint for the most part, but that's why I thought Bosco's got enough outside shooters that they could make things interesting if they were able to make a handful of threes, which they have not. I believe they were 2 for 9 out of three-point range in the first half.
And there's Niarco showing that great athleticism. Staying with it. He's had a nice ball game.
He's been the best of the Braves here today for sure.
Lead is 21. 2 minutes to play in the third.
Couple of stops, couple of baskets. You're within 15 at the quarter. Certainly not an enviable position, but it looks like at least you're in a competitive mode.
It's a daunting task, though, against this club.
Oh, gosh, yeah, because they don't generally go ice cold for long stretches because of their offensive talents. Winton Brown back in, Ray King back in, Holman, Camper out, Stevens back in, and Luke Turner's going to get a rest. Stevens is the matchup for Ray King, I'm sure. Once Coach Bearfield sees Ray King in the game, he's going to put Stevens in to try to stymie them.
Ray King, maybe the best on-ball defender on the team. He's only a freshman because of his great quickness.
Yeah, and I mean, he's a tough kid. I saw him in the game, one of the games I saw them play. He got clobbered a couple times and didn't bother him at all.
And right down Main Street, Jaden Byers scoring again. He's had a lovely night.
Ultra quick. If he gets that first step and gets by you, unless you've got a shot blocker in there to stop him at the rim, he's probably going to score.
Richardson got it. Well, they haven't had the perimeter game, but Hunter Richardson able to knock that one down. And get a timeout with $1:16 to play in the third. St. John Bosco calling the timeout after that nice jump shot.
Well, look at the space there, because right now Rancho Christian doesn't believe Bosco's going to make them. Hunter Richardson had 6 feet of space there.
Well, we've had a great time at the Classic at Damien. Next week, we're going to Bishop Montgomery in Torrance, and they have a tough assignment against Heritage Christian, who's very talented.
I think a couple of teams that are on the periphery of open division consideration, at least halfway through the season. Heritage Christian with some nice wins, including a win over Etiwanda early in the Westchester Classic. Bishop Montgomery hasn't had all of their parts yet, still continuing their excellence as they always will under one of the best coaches around in Doug Mitchell. Should be very entertaining. A couple of college-level players to be sure, in Sky Clark for Heritage Christian and Isaiah Johnson for Bishop Montgomery.
It's interesting. St. John Bosco won a quarter this year, 33-1 against L.A. Jordan. It might take that kind of quarter to get back into this game. Can you believe that? 33-1 against L.A. Jordan earlier in the year by Bosco. And here's Niarco again working down low.
I tell you, he stood toe-to-toe with Mobley and thought he got all ball, but I like the effort nonetheless. See, Mobley's going to try to spin. Niarco was right there with him. Got called for the reach. Oh my gosh, that's the 5th foul on Niarco. I had no idea that was foul number 5, and that's disappointing because he has been the best player in the second half for the Braves by far.
He leaves with 13 points and a job well done. Now who's going to score the ball for St. John Bosco? Mobley at the line.
Such a smooth shooting touch for such a big player. This young man has unlimited skills, and most people believe 1 year at USC will be enough college experience for Evan Mobley to go straight into the NBA as a high first-round draft pick.
I've heard him described as a combination of the Greek Freak and Kevin Durant all in one.
Oh, goodness gracious. I hate putting those kinds of labels on high school
kids. But let's
kids.
do it anyway.
However, his frame, his ability to run the floor, his IQ to play the game with the long reach, et cetera, he certainly looks like the sky is the limit for Evan Mobley as a professional basketball player.
The sky is the limit is for Heritage Christian because they have Sky Club.
Nice. Ooh, I like that.
No, it's a blog. You can use all the lines you want here. Who knows? You never know. It's sports. Anything can happen, right? There's the drive by Harris, and he scores. Oh, got nice English off the glass for the 2.
But normally Bosco plays, a little tougher defense on the ball than that. I don't know if they've kind of lost interest in that into the court here tonight, but normally they challenge you when you try to go to the rim with a little more urgency than that.
And we're going to see St. John Bosco a few more times this year on KDOC. We have them against Jay Sarin, against a very fine Mater Dei team. There's a hold inside. Home was checked and fouled.
Yes, Trinity League play should be very interesting, as it usually is, but of course Mater Dei is the standard bearer and certainly deserving of all the praise as Matt Dunn looks on. But Jay Sarah is going to be awfully good, and this Bosco team is a whole lot better than what they've shown tonight, and maybe this will be a wake-up call for them. Maybe things were coming too easily, and they felt like that they could just win with their less than A effort.
Lewis up short, the quarter's over, and it's 57-33. Rancho Christian, an absolute clinic, despite that great play by Niarco, who unfortunately is fouled out on KDOC.
From the Golden Coast and rolling hills to iconic cityscapes, this is a getaway that begins the moment you step on board. Cruise along tracks that connect you to Southern California's top destinations and experience an unforgettable ride. When was the last time you were moved by a train? Embrace the journey with us and plan your next trip at PacificSurfliner.com.
It's time for Kia's Holiday Sticker Sales Event. Get great deals on vehicles loaded with advanced technology features, like the 2020 Soul or Sportage with available forward collision avoidance, or the 2019 Optima, Sorrento, or Forte with available blind spot collision warning. All with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Get 0% APR plus up to $2,000 bonus cash on specially tagged 2019 vehicles, or lease a specially tagged 2020 Sportage LX for $169 a month at Kia's Holiday Sticker Sales Event.
Create new holiday traditions at Universal Studios Hollywood. For your chance to win tickets this holiday season, go to our website, kdoc.tv.
The Pacific Surfliner CIF Game of the Week on KDOC TV is brought to you by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. Visit PacificSurfliner.com today. Get your arms around that and hug the coast. St. John Bosco to inbound it. Looking for a 24-point play. I don't think they have any of them.
Well, this will tell you a lot about the Braves. Obviously, they're not going to come back and win this game tonight, but that doesn't mean you can't play hard and build for the future. There's a lot of basketball left in this season.
Evan Mobley off the floor. Know that we'll see him again, and that one falls for Josh Camper. Catchings is blocked by Home brilliantly. That was a great play by Isaiah Home.
Well, and that's the kind of effort that I'm looking for here. I mean, yeah, the score is not where you'd like it to be, but that doesn't mean you stop trying. And early or later in that third quarter, it just looked like Bosco had no interest in guarding people. And that's a nice play by Isaiah Home to stay with the play and get the rejection and then chase down the ball in the corner as well.
Ray King to inbound it to Lamage Lewis. Lewis with the left hand, put it up there too strong, and back the other way comes Jaden Byers. And there's King's quickness.
He's a pest, I'll tell you. That kind of guy you hate to play against.
And he forces the turnover. By the way, you call him a pest. He's not fond of you either.
Well, I just thought those kind of guys that were they were ultra quick and they were just, in your jersey the whole time, and it's like, get off of me.
Noah Jossie's out there, played the last few seconds of the third quarter, number 35 for Rancho Christian. Another takeaway and another easy basket for Jaden Byers.
King just lost the handle, and Byers said, "Oh, thank you very much. I'll take it from here." And King out and Gallegos in. But Ray King's going to be a fine player, just a freshman, and he's going to get a lot of minutes next year and down the road.
That brings up a point. We see freshman players now so mature, getting in, playing at a high level. There's a jumper up and in. The 3-ball for Lamage Lewis. Everyone talks about Bronny James. He's a young player, just a freshman, but we're seeing so many freshman players getting quality minutes at high levels of prep basketball.
Yeah, I saw the best freshman that I've seen this year for St. Bernard, a young man named Darius Carr, who was outstanding. Played with a presence and a pace that you thought he was a junior or a senior. So remember that name, Darius Carr, 6'2" freshman guard out of St. Bernard.
Lead is 20. Camper stops and pops. Josh Camper.
And that's the Bosco I expected to see from the get-go, and unfortunately they're finding their offensive rhythm a touch too late here. But they've played the second half virtually even, but they dug themselves such a hole.
Yeah, everything's a little bit easier when Mobley's not out there. Here's a run out for the Braves. Camper for another three. Jossie runs it down for Rancho Christian.
That might have gotten the Bosco faithful, who have stuck around as their good fans always do, but a three-pointer there would have cut it to 15 and made things a little bit more interesting.
tough to handle. He got it back, missed an easy one, but you like his effort. Trace Catchings, number 12 in the dark uniforms. Here's Camper the other way.
Yeah, Catchings plays with 100% effort all the time, and if you're going to be a new player on an established team like he is, that's the way to get Coach Ray Barefield's attention, is play hard on both ends. And Catchings, the last couple times we've seen him, has done that for certain.
Oh, they bring Mobley back. You're surprised.
Have to ask Ray on that one. It's not like he needs the work.
Well, the lead is cut to 18.
I mean, maybe Evan just wants to play, but I think I would have told him to put those feet up and take your shoes off.
Well, he got hit hard. He was about to dunk. That's a good foul taken by number 5, Winton Brown.
This is what I thought Bosco would do all game long. I thought they have 5 good baseline players that are in the rotation. That's 25 fouls. I mean, I would have grabbed Mobley every time he was within striking distance.
Feather touch at the line. He was the MVP last year at this Damien Classic, Evan Mobley. Might be the MVP again if they win it. They are the reigning champions. They beat Corona Centennial in the finals last year. They're going to have a date with Sierra Canyon on Monday night. A late night game for the championship at the Classic. Lead back to 20, and Camper lost the handle.
Just not very crisp very many times in the offensive half court.
Bryson Stevens having a big game. Great jump stop and layup.
And I think every basket except one has been within about a foot of the basket.
Camper shot in and out, and there's Bryson Stevens again.
On his way to the rim again.
Mobley kicking it back out to Turner. Mobley got it back. Just reaching over Lamage Lewis.
Yeah, there's certain things that are just unfair, and that's being 7 feet tall and having a 7'4" wingspan.
Turner retrieves it. Fresh 30-second clock. Inside of 4 minutes, as you can see. Rancho Christian just whittling that clock down.
Yeah, a chance to work on some things in live game action, which you take that as a blessing.
Gallegos on the wing. And a whistle and a foul. Timeout on the floor. Just above 3 minutes to play. Rancho Christian in great shape. They're about to go to 13-2 on the young season.
Cruise along tracks that connect you to Southern California's top destinations and experience an unforgettable ride. When was the last time you were moved by a train? Plan your next trip at PacificSurfliner.com.
Louis, you've been craving Wingstop's flavor for way too long now. It's so good to be back. Back where lemon and pepper get a buttery bath and never felt zustier. Where freshly made just for you chicken learns to fly. Where 11 flavors each go to 11. It's like the first time, every time. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now get your flavor delivered to your door at wingstop.com.
All month long, we're giving away 4 packs of tickets to the San Diego Zoo and Safari Park. The San Diego Zoo has such a wide range of scaly, furry, and feathered friends for the whole family to enjoy. For your chance to win tickets, visit our contest page on kdoc.tv.
(63-41) for Rancho Christian as we check out the brackets at the Classic at Damien.
Well, when you take a look at some very prestigious teams in this final 8, but it looks certainly like we're on our way to an exciting final. Sierra Canyon against Rancho Christian. That'll be seen on Fox Sports West Prep Zone. You can see that on the app, Fox Sports Go. Rancho Christian is the last California team to beat Sierra Canyon. They did it in the game we did last year, and everybody was looking forward to a rematch in the Open Division final, but Rancho Christian kind of stubbed their toe against Bishop Montgomery, and it wound up being Sierra Canyon over Bishop Montgomery in the final. And of course, Ed Iwanda will take on St. John Bosco in the third place game that precedes that, but should be exciting stuff. Check that out on the Fox Sports Go app. Anytime Sierra Canyon and Rancho Christian do battle, it's generally an instant classic, and certainly looks like both teams are playing at a high level. Should be a lot of fun on Monday night.
Mobley has 15. There's another nice drive by Camper, who's come alive in this final quarter. Catchings. And a nice rebound by Kens. Pressure in the backcourt. Camper again. Got to shoot the threes. Try to come back.
The Rancho Christian defense not having the teeth in it that it did for the better part of 3 quarters, and that's understandable. I mean, you know, you look at the scoreboard, and Mobley, that should be the last we see of the nation's best player tonight. Evan Mobley going to take off the last 2:55. But the Rancho Christian's defense was probably the story of the first 3 quarters.
The pressure and the turnover. Camper's got it. He's fouled. By the way, Mobley leaves with 15 points. And his presence on the floor just tilted the court.
He affects the game in so many ways. I mean, he doesn't always lead the team in scoring, although he could if he wanted to. But oftentimes the shots that he alters, the rebounds, the ability to pass the basketball to make his teammates successful, he affects the game in every way imaginable, and that's why most of us believe he's the nation's best player.
What's amazing about this performance, they're up by 19, and Dominic Harris, who's their big-time scorer, has only 4 points in the game, all coming in the second half. But the quickness of the other guys, Jake Byers and Bryson Stevens, that was Byers that time. They've been just sensational tonight.
And that bodes so well for Ray Barefield's Rancho Christian Eagles on a night when your second leading scorer basically has an off night and didn't even look for his shot for the most part. The fact that you've got multiple guys that can take over and get you double figures scoring, that makes them really difficult to deal with. And that'll be the challenge for...
Nice catch, Paul.
Thank you.
I thought you were going to dribble out the clock there once you got it.
I was headed the other end for a dunk, but...
There's Paul. You see him right next to the monitor there. He made a wonderful catch. He just didn't do anything with the ball.
I'm a distributor. I would just soon make the good pass.
Lewis, shot up, didn't go, and here comes the Rancho Christian Eagles.
But that'll be the challenge for Sierra Canyon on Monday night. Is first, you know, your challenge is always what are we going to do with Evan Mobley, but you can't send 2-3 guys at him because the ability of the others to score makes them really dangerous.
A layup for Luke Turner. Good passing again. Byers with a nice assist. Lead Jack back up to 21 as Camper continues to go to work and draw fouls. And we'll see a whole new cast of characters, including a football players coming in. Jason Gagnon, he's a linebacker, and he likes contact. He's going to get a little more physical when he comes in there.
No question about it. I always love having at least 1 or 2 of those guys on the team. The football, basketball guys bring a toughness that is hard to emulate or describe, but they just have it. They just have a certain toughness.
Yeah, Gagnon wears 30 for St. John Bosco. Played on that national championship football team. There he is. He's got some skills in hoops.
Exactly, and congratulations to Jason Negro and the St. John Bosco Braves for winning the toughest division, I think, in America, to try to win in Division I in California. You've earned it.
Yeah, what a battle they had with Mater Dei in the sectional final in the CIF Southern section. There's a tip and a return, and Richardson still battling. He struggles and finally went up there, and he was confronted by Noah Jossie, and Jossie got him on the arm.
Something to think about for that Monday final between Rancho Christian and Sierra Canyon, and we've talked about this, Randy, off air, is that Sierra Canyon, by the way, just happens to get maybe the second best player in California, becomes eligible on Monday night, and that's Zaire Williams, and how he falls into place with that talented team will be something to watch, but certainly nobody is going to think they're going to get any worse.
Yeah, Zaire's a terrific player. Watched him last year at Notre Dame Sherman Oaks. By the way, there's a huge upset last night in the LA City section. Highly regarded Taft. And I know you've talked about the Toreadors Derek Taylor's team, they were stunned by 10 by Palisades out of the Western League in a non-league game. That was a shocking result.
I agree. I mean, I think Taft's got a lot of new guys coming in, and so it might be late January before they really hit their stride, but that's a stunning result and one that I'm sure Coach Derek Taylor not real happy with.
Here's Gagnon. Oh, he can assist, can he? The football guy gives it to the poopster, and Richardson puts it in.
Nice
and
little
a takeaway by King. How about this? A little flurry as Kens lays it in.
Ooh, nice job to elevate a pass that I thought was headed for you.
No, they only throw the ball to you. You got better hands. We'll take it back outside. Run the clock down. Inside of 40 seconds to play. Don't think the officials want to call any more fouls.
No, and I think that's a wise choice, as the fans who have seen another great day of basketball here at the Classic at Damien, year number 4. I think most everybody has decided that that's enough fun for tonight.
Jossie to inbound it. Final half minute. Byers creating, but he got tied up. It'll stay with Rancho Christian.
Well, a balanced effort from Rancho Christian tonight. That's Coach Bearfield got to be happy with that. I don't have the stats in front of me, but they've got to have at least 4 in double figures tonight. Anytime you've got that, it makes you really tough to guard. And Rancho Christian looks like they're ready for that rematch with Sierra Canyon.
Yeah, Rancho Christian calling the timeout. Leading by 14. One thing about Rancho Christian, Ray Bearfield still coaching to the very end. There's that telling story about Monday night, the prep zone game at 8:30. Sierra Canyon and Rancho Christian. Who do you like in the game?
Wow. Sierra Canyon just looks like they're almost unbeatable, but then we saw Etiwanda nearly pull the upset, the mild upset tonight. Rancho Christian looks like they're playing their best basketball at just the right time. I gotta think Sierra Canyon in a nail biter.
As the game buzzer went off, that was the shot clock. It was another basket for Byers. Last time probably up the floor for St. John Bosco. Richardson goes inside and puts it in with the left hand. Inside of 10 seconds to play. Well, they do get it back one more time. Look at a Richardson battle. How about that?
Showing me some character there. Obviously the final score not the way Bosco wanted it to be, but they never quit trying.
70-58. Player of the game is that guy, Evan Mobley, 15 points, rebounds and rejections as well. We'll come back and have our interview. Mobley and Rancho Christian improved to 13-2.
St. John Bosco Brady's will also play on Monday. They'll take on Etiwanda at 7 p.m. in the third place game.
It's Happy Honda Day, spread the news. We helped Santa bottle his micro brews. Gave a friend a harmonica the last night of Hanukkah. And helped a cookie get 1 million views.
Just a dab of frosting. You don't want to look too cakey.
And during Happy Honda Days, we can help you too. Right now, you can lease a 2019 Civic LX for just $189 a month plus tax. And people buy Civics more than any other car in California.
Happy Honda Days.
We're a AAA family.
We found out about AAA insurance through a friend who had actually mentioned it a while ago. So we ran the numbers and it totally worked.
We looked at the statement for our previous insurer and then AAA insurance. Definitely, we've seen a huge difference.
Switch to AAA insurance today and you could save an average of $508 on auto insurance. Compare that to Geico, State Farm, even Allstate. Call now for your free auto insurance quote to find out how much you could save.
By switching over to AAA insurance, we saved over $450. So with our savings, he bought more equipment.
More money means more practice equipment.
In his world.
Why didn't we do this earlier? Why did it take so long?
We're a AAA family now.
AAA insurance allows us to do so much more with our kids and spend more time with them.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA insurance, call 888-794-4824 for your free auto insurance quote today. AAA Insurance, helping you save more.
I've been living here in Chattanooga my whole life.
I know a lot of the people. They know me. We say whatever you do in life, be the best at it. Whether you're a dishwasher or a doctor, just always strive to be the best at your job. People that drive Volkswagens may not know who I am, but I feel like my name is on that car. We sign off so you can sign on.
Visit your Volkswagen dealer during the Sign and Drive event, and you can lease a new 2019 Tiguan. 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month, and 0 due at signing.
Now at LA Carpet & More, you can transform your kitchen and bath and get 50% off. Plus, get 5 years, 0% financing. Call 800-684-4100 for an appointment or visit one of our closest showrooms.
Carpet, #1 for you.
Bring your family and friends and start a new tradition during the holidays at Universal Studios Hollywood with Christmas in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and Grinchmas, now through December 29th. For a chance to win tickets, log on to KDOC.TV.
Rancho Christian on our Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week powers their way into the finals at the Classic at Damien, 70-58. It was really easier than that. They eased in. They dominated in our Player of the Game, presented by Wingstop, is Evan Mobley, and he joins us now. And Evelyn, I thought your team the last couple nights has really come together. Your thoughts?
We're just a great team overall, I feel like, because we just play together. Our whole team is very humble, likes to drive, likes to feed me the ball, and they're very unselfish.
Yeah, you made some nice passes, some blocks, obviously some dunks. What's your favorite part of the game?
I like playing defense and getting blocks and defense. It brings me energy, makes me want to floor, makes me rebound, and I just love getting blocks.
What's it like this year for you with your brother already at USC? You played with him last season at Rancho Christian. Now he's gone. He's at the next level. You're going to join him. He's gone, though. It's a little bit different for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty different, but I just got to play through it. It's my senior season, and I just want to win CIF and state.
Well, you got a great chance, and your team is playing well. Now, we saw a couple of weeks ago, and you hurt your ankle. I know you tweaked it a little bit last night. You look good tonight. Do you feel 100%?
Yeah, I got treatment before the game. I feel very good this game, and I just want to finish the tournament out strong.
Do you like the fact when people say Evan Mobley's the best player in the country? You hear a lot of that. To me, it's hard to depict who the #1 player really is, but you hear all that stuff. You try to get away from that kind of noise?
Yeah, I just block it out, just do me, try to play my best every game, and whatever happens, happens.
I want to talk to you about really something different. We talked about your other brother, Isaiah, who's at USC, and I know your dad's coaching there as well. But you have another young man at home you look at as your brother. Tell us about that situation.
He's our foreign exchange student. His name is Johnny Liu. A lot of people call him Johnny Mobley because he lives with us. He's from China, and he's just a great guy. So.
Before I let you go, and that's a great story, and I think that's great that he does stay with you, map out your game on Monday night against a Sierra Canyon team that you guys know very well. You played them. You're the last team to beat them. You saw how they had to get by a great Etiwanda team. Your thoughts about facing up against that crew?
We're just going to have to play hard. It's going to be a tough game. They're a very good team. We're just going to stay humble, play our best, and hopefully the result is on our side.
There's our Wingstop player of the game. Stay here for a moment. We're going to say goodbye to Evan Mobley. We're going to say goodbye to you. Want to thank our entire crew. We just did a few games last night, 2 more tonight. David Otta's crew busy as always. Thank you to Evan Mobley and our entire David Otta crew. A big win for Rancho Christian. Earlier it was Sierra Canyon. They will meet on Monday night at 8:30 for the Classic at Damien Championship. For the Professor, Paul Westfall, I'm Randy Rosemond. There's the final arithmetic. Evan Mobley and company win by 70-58. From Laverne, good night, everybody.